Hello to the people of Trinity Cathedral, and to anyone else who might be watching. My name is BJ, I'm your dean, and I wanted to take a few minutes this morning to talk about place. We just finished shooting the second week in a row of live streaming our services, and it gave me the opportunity, of course, to come back to the cathedral. Like many of you, I've been working from home this week. And so suddenly when I came to the church for the first time in 3 or 4 days, I saw it with different eyes because I haven't been able to come here on a regular basis. And it got me thinking about what it means to worship and to be the people of God in a place like this, but really in any place, in any church that we hold sacred, but suddenly to not be able to come to that, to be in that space, to be in that space together. What does that mean? Well, I'll say that for the last year, as I've been getting to know this cathedral, both the people and the building itself, what an incredible gift it has been that each time I walk into this sacred space, I see something I hadn't seen before. A window, a statue, I hear a piece of music I hadn't heard before, some piece of the architecture. I see it, and it's the first time that I've seen it. It's as if the building has something new to say to me every time, every week that I'm in here. I'm standing next to one of those beautiful things. This font was built in 1858. It was put in Trinity Church, and it was farther downtown on Superior Avenue. And then here we have this canopy, which was added in 1907 when the cathedral itself was built. Just an exquisite piece of artwork, but also functional. We're paying more attention to how sound travels than we ever have now that we're recording things. And this actually functions as a sounding board and helps to mute some of the sound that otherwise would be so live, bouncing off of these stone walls. It's still pretty live, but it's a stone cathedral. So this has been one of the great treasures of being here at Trinity. That there's all these wonderful things that I see that really they themselves are treasures. Each one of them, whether it's a font or a window or you name it. So what happens when we can't come to worship together in this place that is filled with these wonderful gifts, these things that tell the story of God's life in us, of how we are called to be in the world and a beacon of God's love in the world? Well, just like any church isn't just the building, but the church is the people that are there within it. And the work of the church doesn't just happen for 1 hour on Sunday morning. That when we are dismissed and head out into the world, we carry the imprint of these gifts and these treasures on our hearts, in our very souls, out into the world, so that we become the cathedral. 6 days a week, we are the cathedral out in the world. And that's where we are today. I want you to think about some of those wonderful spiritual treasures, those gifts of faith that we have been given through our life together. I want you to carry those through your love, through your compassion, through your prayers, through remembering the story that we remember each time we gather to worship. I want you to be that treasure. I want you to carry that into a world that is anxious and scared and uncertain. I want you to be the cathedral. As each of us go through our lives, as we discover that we can't take any day, anything in our lives for granted, or perhaps as we're just reminded of that, remember of the treasures that endure, that anchor us in God's eternal love and presence. I want you to be that treasure. I want you to be the cathedral in this time when, yes, we're physically apart, but we hold one another in prayer. We are still very much the church. We are the body of Christ together. I give thanks for your prayers. I ask you to hold this whole church, this whole city, this whole diocese of Ohio in your prayers. And I look forward to when we can see each other in person again. I'll continue to be with you through channels like this. And I'll continue to hold each of you in my prayers. Blessings to each of you.